Good afternoon, y'all, and welcome back to Apron Strings. I've got a good something up my sleeve today. It's something that I like to eat. Everybody don't like it, but there's so many uses for it. We're going to make hummus, and I'm going to use some of my roasted garlic that I showed y'all how to do the other day. Now that roasted garlic is good just smeared on French bread to make garlic toast. It's good in mashed potatoes. You can put it in your beans when you cook them. It's a great flavor for anything, but today we're going to use it in some canned chickpeas and make hummus, and you can get a lot more for your money than buying it in the store. And just a little bit of that has like 10 grams of protein in it, so it's a wonderful snack to use with celery sticks or carrots or chips, whatever you decide to use it for. So we're going to make some hummus and use our roasted garlic, and let y'all see if you'd like to make some. I just love this stuff. So I've been on a Daniel fast, and I don't like to fast any kind of fast, but on a Daniel fast you can have hummus because it's there's not sugar in it, and there's no dairy, and there's no processed really stuff in it. So I'm gonna make me some hummus, and I can have it with vegetables. So let's get over to the butcher block so y'all can watch what I'm doing. Actually, I'll have to show y'all what we're going to put in it, but then we'll have to use the blender or the food processor to get it processed. I could use my Vitamix, but I don't want to go lug it in here, so we're just going to use the food processor because it's already in here. Yesterday we took off the freeze dryer another load of eggs. I had let my eggs accumulate from the hens, and we whizzed them up and put them on the trays and freeze dried them, and I got 2 half gallons of freeze dried eggs again to put on my shelf, so I'm tickled with that. So the food processor is still in here because I whizzed up to make powder where I could have them to just dip out my 2 tablespoons with 2 tablespoons of water. So anyhow, we'll use the food processor, and I'm rambling and I know it, but y'all know me, so just listen for a little bit. Okay, let's get over here and get our hummus going so we can eat. Okay, y'all, I've got just a little bit of prep to do over here before we get over to the butcher block. I figured I'd just let y'all come along for the doings. Now, I don't have organic chickpeas. I would like to have organic, but this time and you can cook your own if you want to. But I'm going to just use these that's canned for me. And you want to drain them, and you want to save the juice off of them because you may need some of it to, can't walk and chew gum at the same time. You may need some of it to thin your hummus down at the end, so probably will need a little bit of it. Okay, I've got to drain these really well. Let's see if they're good. Kind of bland, but they'll be good here in a little bit. Now I like to shake them around and see if there's any that I don't like how they look in there, and I found one. Somebody might not look as closely as I want to when I'm fixing stuff for us to eat. I think it's so cool when you can take something and just add seasoning to it, and it makes a whole different meal or dish. It just takes it to a higher level. Okay, now I'm just going to put this, let me get this, I'm going to set that on that spoon rest, and then I'm going to get everything over there by the food processor because my cord won't reach over here. I wish to goodness it would. Then I could do everything right here. I know extension cord, but I don't have one handy. So I'm going to get everything moved over there, and we'll get it mixed up. Then I'll get some chips and show y'all how good it is. I was going to show y'all. This is the tahini that I have, and it doesn't matter where you get it or what brand. Before you use it, stir it and stir it and stir it because it's ground sesame seed, and they'll clump in the bottom, and then you won't have the same flavor. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to put my tahini in here. And a lot of people don't like it, and they will substitute sour cream if that's the texture, the flavor that you would prefer. Make it your own. I'm going to add my olive oil, and my lemon juice. And I'm going to give that a whiz, and then I'm going to put my beans in there. 30 seconds or so to a minute, and it's blended really well. So now I'm going to add my chickpeas, and I'm going to blend them in. And I'm going to go ahead and add, and I did 4 cloves of my roasted garlic, and I've got a teaspoon of cumin and about 1/8 of a teaspoon of salt. And I'm going to blend this until it's creamy, and then it's going to be very thick. So then I will add in some of the juice from the beans that I've saved. It's doing like it does when I make dumplings. It's just balling up in there. Let me show you. It's very, very thick. Can you see that it's just in big clumps? See? So I need to add some liquid to get it creamy here. I have about 1/3 of a cup of the juice off the beans, and I may need less, I may need more. Let me get a spoon and taste it and see if I need to adjust something. I've been busy making aprons. It just tickles me to death. This is about the texture of what I usually get at the store, so it needs some more salt for sure. Let me get my measuring spoons. So in all, I'm going to have at least a 1/4 of a teaspoon of salt in there because I had put 1/8. So I'll try a little bit more, and I want a little more lemon juice too. The recipe calls for the juice of 2 lemons, but I usually just use lemon juice if I've got it. I just opened this and now I can't get it to open. Hang on. I'm going to add a tablespoon more of lemon juice. I had some mussels in there that helped me get this open. Now let's see. Add a little more salt and a little bit more of my liquid. Just a tad. That is very, very good. Now let me get some of it plated up and I'll show you what I'm going to do with it. Okay, this is kind of the consistency. See, it doesn't pour hardly at all. Well, it doesn't pour at all. So we're going to swirl it on a plate and put some olive oil on it and some garnishes, and I'll bring y'all back and show you what I do, and I'm going to taste of it. In fact, I'm going to do more than taste. I'm going to eat me a little bit. Okay, I'm going to, y'all, I don't know if I told you or not, but this will keep in the refrigerator for a week. so you don't have to use it all at once. Now what I'm going to do is swirl it around, kind of like the saber looks, because I'm going to pour a little olive oil and I want it to go down in some crevices. I'm going to use my garlic olive oil. You can use whatever kind you have on hand. Drizzle a little olive oil. I'm going to sprinkle just a little bit of paprika. And I'm going to use a little bit of my roasted garlic. And I'll put a link down there if y'all want to go watch the video how we roasted garlic. Roasted garlic is not as pungent and doesn't have quite the bite that the garlic has when it's fresh. Now you can squeeze this out, but I wanted to cut it, so I'm kind of trying to get it out of the papers in one piece. And you can put whatever you want to or don't put anything. It's up to you. Now I also have a jar here of some roasted red bell peppers. And I'm just going to put me a little bit of them on there. Because I like them and they're pretty. And I don't mind that black because that tells me that was roasted. Okay, now I got to get my chips and we're going to taste of this. Y'all just hang on a minute. Okay, here it is. I've got some Triscuits and the red and green bell peppers and some of my allowable grain-free tortilla chips and the hummus. Let me get this camera put back on the tripod. I'm going to taste of it.